3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
And they're off. So what's happening now is this is our first match. These players playing Spanky's Quest, and what they're trying to do is they have 30 minutes to make as many attempts as they can at a goal of this game. In this case, the goal is World 1, basically. Essentially, whoever's got the fastest time at the end of the 30 minutes wins. They're playing this on emulator, and they're also recording the inputs to this. And as they finish each run, they submit it to us. They upload it to our server, and our official timing referee Arkhanno is going to play back each of these runs that they submit and get the exact timing down to the frames, so there'll be no question about who's got the best time. And when that happens, you'll see the times posted in that box on the left. Yep, that's Ark right there. Let's give him a hand.
Stopwatch ready.
Yep, he's got a stopwatch and time-slowing device.
So yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Hope you enjoy watching a game about a monkey named Spanky who likes to play with balls.
There you go. It's very appropriate, I feel, somehow.
So, you probably noticed, but the attacks in this game are pretty weird. All you can do is throw out a ball, and then you hit the button again to pop it. And depending on how big it is, you get different effects. You get a tiny little baseball at first, which is, it can take out one enemy, but that's about it. You hit it twice, it turns green, and you get a row of soccer balls that leave kind of a trail. 3 times you get a volleyball, and if it hits something, it goes nuts and it explodes for a while. And if you cap it all the way out at orange, you get the basketballs, and they spread out. That's kind of all you can do to attack. And naturally, if something's right beside you, you'd want to just hit it, but all you can do is uselessly throw something up in the air over it. So planning ahead where you're going to attack each enemy is a huge part of the run.
Yeah, it's definitely a planning in advance game. It's very much like, especially because you kind of move pretty slow, and of course your attacks go slow, so you got to really think about what you're doing, and I guess it kind of lends itself well to a speed run where you plan out all your actions, but there is some degree of improvisation in it, so they do have to be thinking on their toes. So, tell me about the RNG in this boss fight. I didn't play the boss enough to know to know if he's manipulatable and how that works.
There doesn't actually seem to be much RNG in the boss. There we go. Let's actually save it.
But does he always go all the way to the top? After each pass, he goes all the way back to the top every time? Is that the case?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And depending on how recently you hit him, he'll either charge down or drift down slowly.
I see. So it depends. Okay, the timing of when you hit him affects that. Okay, I see. So what about
if
this?
you're constantly hitting him, he generally won't charge.
Goost's got to run in at 3:22, give or take. Ark will have the exact timing for that in a moment. What's Okay, so do you want to tell me about the quick kill? Anybody? What's the quick kill?
It's all volleyballs.
Just all volleyballs.
Yeah, you just got to do it right, and it's not easy because once you're a little late on one, it sets you back for all the others, and then eventually he's out of reach for one of the hits.
I see. So quick kill is essentially just doing the boss fight correctly.
Yep.
Okay.
It's pretty precise, and whoever really nails it could be the person who takes the win.
Yeah, we discussed earlier that it's pretty much gonna come down to the boss fight.
Yep. A lot of speedruns are like that. A lot of SGL goals end up being like that.
Reset.
You've probably
Tell me
noticed
more
that you
about-
can pick up the keys with the bubble and other things, other power-ups. You can also pick them up with the bubble. And when you do it, it automatically turns orange, so you can explode, get the basketball explosion right away. What were we gonna say, Ark?
Tell me more about how the bubble works and the mechanics of it, because it's a very awkward thing.
So he throws it up at the same angle every time. And then after that, depending on how far away you are from the center, when it hits your head, you can make it bounce left and right a little bit. Not too much. You know, if you get it, you know, a fully to the side boost 2 or 3 times, you can get it going moving sideways pretty good, but generally you're mostly dealing with an up and down kind of thing.
And you can control when to blow up the bubble, correct? It doesn't blow up when it hits an enemy?
No,
It does not. It
pass
will
through
stun
the
them,
enemy
actually.
and stun them.
Yeah.
So you can't kill an enemy with a bubble, but you can stun them.
Alright, and so it's probably worth explaining the objectives within each of these areas, right? Within each of these stages. It's about getting keys.
Yep.
And keys open doors.
Basically, yeah, you basically have to collect all the keys, and some stages have a bonus stage which allows you to actually skip a few keys. I believe 1-2 is one of the bonus stages. So when you go to the bonus stage, you actually get to keep the keys from the level you collected already, and that helps out a lot in skipping some of the levels,
Right.
like 1-5.
Yeah, that
This is
that really comes into play in the other goal. I guess we'll talk about it then.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, part of the full speed run is carrying keys between worlds, so you can skip a lot of the later stages.
Right, yeah, but in this goal, you're starting, I
Oh.
guess, from scratch when you're starting in the next goal.
I forgot to split on 1-5. Shall I just split now?
You split whenever, as long as the last split is correct. Then,
Okay.
you know, split when you can.
There we go. That's a proper split.
So this game has a task. Were you guys looking at it?
Nope.
Nope. Did you use any kind of resources?
Nope.
Anybody's runs?
I
the
used
run
the
you linked,
SGA.
actually.
What's that?
SGA
Yeah.
video.
Oh,
Yeah, the task isn't super helpful because the first goal we're doing is pretty self-evident. Like, there's not a lot you can do differently. And in the next goal, you decided that you hated us and didn't give us the extra keys that you normally start with. So,
well, we can. I didn't actually make the goal, but I did, of course, have the power to change that if I felt like it, but I didn't.
no, it made it really fun actually, like trying to find a different route.
Right.
Because the task is pretty much just optimize movement and fights. And obviously keys.
There's a good time coming in.
Just not from me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We got another completed run. Oh wow, close to 3 minutes. Wow, very good.
Yep.
So, did you
I
say
had,
that you had a sub 3 on this? Someone said they had a sub
almost.
3. Yeah, almost.
Almost. I had 3:02 before.
Being your
so
PB, okay.
This is pretty close.
All right. Well, neat. I'm pretty sure the run that I looked at was doing this in very close to 3 minutes, maybe a little under.
Yeah, it feels about right.
My splits are hilarious. I forgot to split on 110. but it's fine. I'm just going to clear them. That's actually, as a total time, a personal best.
Cool.
3:17. Jesus. It was my best time before now was 3:24. So
Nice.
Crap.
Yeah, because I split late last time, my first split is a bit off. It says minus
I just-
52 now.
I just cleared my splits because it's going to annoy me otherwise.
Trying to figure out the hitboxes in this game was a thing because they don't quite make sense.
They're bigger than you think.
Yeah. Sometimes you
Or
actually
smaller
hit
than
things.
you think. I think the enemies steal the hitboxes from the keys because the keys are like you need to be right on it, but then the enemies they have like twice the hitbox they should.
Oh,
Do all four different types of bubbles do the same damage? Is that why we see the volleyball, because it just stays on the boss so much?
So yeah, we're not entirely sure. There was some discussion about this between me and Groot earlier, but we think the damage is basically just calculated on a frame basis, which is why the volleyball is the best.
Huh. So then it must be pretty variable how many hits it takes to kill him, then, right? If it's on a per frame basis.
Well, as
Yeah.
long as you like a volleyball will always hit him kind of the same number of frames. So it'll be five volleyballs and a soccer ball or something will do it. I can't remember the actual.
Ooh.
Wow, well there you go. There's your sub 3. Oh wow, Ark didn't even finish with your previous run and you already got a new one.
I was waiting to update both at the same time, but I'll just update.
Nah, just go for it.
May have
I didn't go time
accidentally
this new one.
some stuff.
What did you delete?
Oh, you
Was
lost
it
the
anything?
splits.
Was it anything important?
Just slightly. I may have deleted all of the sprites from the game. There is a button that does that. and I
Oh
can have
yes,
all-
that's right. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
turn those off. It's the number keys by default on SNES 9X.
There we go.
I think
number.
it's 1.
Nah, mine was 5. I've done it before on an SGL. So.
Right. I do that all the time because those are the keys that I normally use for save state slots, and on SNES 9X it disables layers, which is the most useless thing to have like a, you know, a no modifier key hotkey for. Like that's
Yeah.
just, you know, how often
I
are you
think it's
flipping
kind of a
off
throwback
layers?
to before when emulators had bad transparency support and you occasionally needed to turn off layers.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
true.
just never changed it.
I found that helpful in some cases. There are a few games that I've found things in because I turned off layers. I mean, sometimes it is helpful, but man.
Yeah, I remember seeing some stuff in Chrono Trigger, being like, "Oh, hey."
So anybody in the audience, have you guys played Spanky's Quest? Or is it just these guys in the call that have played it? Is everyone else just seeing this for the first time? Because this is pretty obscure. I actually had not heard of this game until Blecky suggested it, so
What
I
the
was
hell
pretty
happened
delighted.
there?
I hadn't heard of this game until it was selected as the game.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fair. That's what I think a lot of people are going to be in the same boat, but I don't know. Maybe sometimes there's games I somehow miss, but they're hugely popular.
I feel like the Game Grumps, the YouTube Let's Play channel, played this, so that
I
probably
think
got
somebody mentioned
out there.
that actually.
So there's a
Yeah,
really
somebody actually
annoying
mentioned
thing
that.
in this game. whereby the jump pads that launch you in the air, if you catch one of those with your bubble, it spawns a bunch of coins and deletes
Yep.
your bubble.
That has happened to me this run. Well, a few runs ago, but in this session, I mean. Oh, I forgot. Damn.
Okay, then, honesty time. Who, now that they've seen it, wants to play this? Be honest. You guys are at home are booting this up right now, so you can play this game, right?
I would actually recommend it. I have had a bunch of fun playing this.
I think
Yeah,
it's very
not
fun
a
if you don't have
bad
a
game
timer
at
going.
all. It's a very interesting puzzle platformer. I recommend a lot of people just just play around with it some. Just when you start it up, go through the password screen. Otherwise, you get a 1.5-minute long unskippable scene.
Oh yeah, good
Oh
idea.
wow. This game has a cutscene?
Yes. And it's a 1.5 minutes long of pretty much nothing.
Just monkey business.
Monkeys walking through a forest, stuff falls from sky, monkeys in a castle, and then a witch flies by. That's about it.
No, but definitely it's a pretty good game, but I would say that in terms of practicing it, it does get frustrating to the point where you just don't want to play it for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of us rage quit it one night or another.
Yeah.
After taking a look at the run that was linked in the goal, I was really curious as to how it handled, and I wanted to check it out, but I didn't have time to get my fight stick to test it out. Which admittedly is not a very good controller for SNES games, but it's the best I have currently.
I got into it earlier today to, learn about it so I could talk about it at least somewhat intelligently. And I really ended up getting into it.
Yeah, it looks like a really interesting game. It looks like it would have a lot of really obscure ways to go through the levels that people wouldn't necessarily think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what makes the speedrun so fun. In casual play, you're kind of just like trying to basketball everything, basically.
Yeah. And I must say, before I actually checked out the run, that was pretty much all I did. Just basketballs everywhere. Whew, this is probably not gonna be a sub-3.
Wait, was my time at 3:11?
Yes, because of the way we do the timing.
Yeah, the timing happens much later. It was kind of hard picking a timing, because we could stop. I could do it at the very end of, when the last hit is delivered, but it's sort of hard to see when that's happening exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm just shocked because that's better than I thought it was.
And I think it's like another 5 seconds or so if you wait until the very end, like the fade out.
Xbox controller sabotaged me. It's like, nope, you're not moving. It's like,
Yeah, I might
Yeah,
be
mine's
splitting a
starting
little
to-
bit early.
Yeah.
Let me actually check the page for when we're supposed to actually split.
It's for when he does the crouch, but it doesn't matter. The movie goes on long enough.
Right. Yeah, it's when he's about to do his little dance. He kind of crouches and then he does a jump. So I guess at that point.
Okay. Then I might not have a sub-3.
No, I guess not if that's when if you're stopping the timing when you kill the boss.
I'm really pleased with that. Like, I set myself kind of goals when I come into an SGL, and getting sub 3:15 was my goal. Like, that I would be happy with. So,
Nice.
pretty solid on that.
Already achieved. You can leave.
Yay!
Successful.
This is actually a really strange experience for me, because this is an SGL at a normal time. Because normally I'm playing SGL at 3 in the morning.
Right, that's true, because you were only on it when we were doing the late ones. The really
Yeah.
late ones, that's right. Same with you, Mikey, right? This is your first time back
Yeah, this is
Two.
my first one since the
reboot.
reboot.
Okay. All right.
Yep, we added the Saturday time pretty much specifically for the European crowd. Yeah.
Yeah. Generally, and I think more people in general watch it if it's on Saturday.
God.
I must say I
this-
do appreciate that. I mean, if the first day slot is at like 5 a.m. in the morning, I believe, for me. So
Right.
yeah, this is a much better time.
All right, so we're just under 10 minutes left on the clock. So far, Goost in the lead, but not by a huge amount. VocTer's actually pretty close to him. Mikey is working on putting together his opus of a speed run.
Here's not
Taking
as
his
close
time.
anymore. I just updated the time.
All right, let's see. Oh yeah, 306 to 311 now. So, 5 seconds. That's a lot, but not insurmountable.
I mean, that 311 was with 3 missed hits on the boss, so if I could actually get the boss quick kill correct, that is actually a sub 3 minute run.
Nice. So that's something to shoot for. And poor Mikey.
Yeah, I
Wiped
didn't
out.
get a chance to really iron out the boss. I wasn't able to practice most of the week because of migraines.
Well, that's no good.
Everyone in my family gets migraines except me, and I am so thankful for it.
Right. You're probably the one straining your eyes the most out of all of them, and still.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It's like I'm weird because my migraines usually don't have pain, but this week they have been. So
Which is interesting in itself, because science has shown that spanking the monkey can reduce pain from
Huh.
migraine.
Interesting.
That's what it says in the paper.
One thing I must say I do love is how Spanky looks so surprised when the bubble snaps.
He's like, what was that?
Yeah. Ooh, I missed
So
him.
when, man, we detect that silence, and they're like, gotta say something.
Right. Everyone does it at the same
Bam.
time. Sure.
Yeah. I was gonna talk about how the weapons come out of the bubble,
Okay.
depending on when you pop them. They basically follow the same arc as the bubble would have anyway, except for the basketball. I believe the basketball always sort of pops up.
so
in
the
the air
basketball
first.
does have a trajectory.
Yeah. It always sort of pops up, even if it's on its way down, I think. And
Yeah.
you can also get it to spread out pretty far if you get it going sideways.
I missed a key somewhere? Really? Wow. Didn't even
And
know.
hitting the boss with the volleyball is so tough because it's the third one. So it takes a while to build it up, but if you are too early, you'll hit it again and end up with basketballs. And you can't just leave it, you can't just charge it early. You have to time it just right.
I think I may have just moved into the lead.
Yeah, that looked like he was definitely under 306 when he started the monkey dance. So
That was insane.
wow, yeah, we have a sudden lead change here.
Gotta step up my game.
I know.
All these runs, that's literally 30 seconds off of my best time.
Well,
Yeah,
now's the
yeah,
time to start getting
monkeying
PDs.
around.
Oh,
and,
monkeying around.
So my housemates just wandered over to see what the hell is going on. which was the perfect time to get a fantastic run, because now I look like I know what I'm doing.
Just under 5 minutes now.
Oh, you can't tell, but the top hat is a power-up. It gives you an orange bubble on the first bounce. You just don't need it at all.
It's just
it gives
there.
to you well after you've dealt with every enemy.
You'll see the top hat you actually used in the second goal.
Shit.
Yeah, I think in other parts of the game it gets some use. They're probably just putting it there to just give you a taste of what's to come or something.
And there's other power-ups. There's like a straw hat that lets you do a Super Mario 3 tail flutter float sort of thing. There is a spiked helmet which will absorb a hit and kill whoever hits you. And maybe some other stuff. I only ever played these 2 worlds, so...
I remember seeing like a cowboy hat in the run that was linked, but didn't see what it was used for.
Oh, there's a baseball hat, and it magnetically sort of pulls your bubble towards the top of your head, which is really cool.
Is that useful?
It is, it's in the it's in the second goal, and I found a use for it, sort of. It didn't pan out, but I came up with some crazy strategy where you run away from the bubble, and you pull it towards you at a crazy angle, and then pop it, and it'll kill something down below where you can't reach. But it turns out it's not worth it to do it, so pretty useless for this goal.
There's the straw hat, which basically gives you a gliding power, which you don't use in this goal.
Yep. It's actually not useful at all, because it slows you down on that level.
So health management, is that much of an issue in this? I have seen a couple deaths at the boss, but I mean, it doesn't seem
Not
like you're
really.
really.
In fact, in my route, I use a damage boost. You don't see it in the speed run, but I figure,
Yeah, I noticed that. I think maybe you're the only one who's doing that.
I saw that. Yeah, the damage boost with those yellow guys or something.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that to work. I was trying that on the first night I actually started playing this.
Damn.
All right, got a minute and a half
No idea
left.
if it's actually faster or not, because I haven't timed it, but... Like I said, I didn't really get a chance to start working on this until last night.
Damn.
Okay, we're really close here.
No!
A minute left on the clock. It looks like Goost maybe. Oh, he's not anymore. What's going to happen when the time runs out is these players will have they'll have the option of finishing whatever run they're currently working on, but they won't be able to reset anymore. So just before the time runs out, I'll give them their last chance to reset, and if they take it, that'll be their last run.
Shit.
Oh yeah, only bubbles can open up the secret passages. If you actually turn it into a baseball, it just goes right through.
Yep.
It's a little tricky because sometimes you want to mash the button to throw the bubble out as soon as possible, but you're likely going to also pop the bubble as soon as you throw it out there. that's part of what makes the boss fight so tricky.
Okay, this is your last chance to reset. If you would like to do that, please do so now. And it's over. So everyone is stuck with the runs that they've got currently.
Well, I reset when you said that.
As long as you did it when I said it, that's okay.
Yep. Because I screwed up right as you were saying that. I was like, whoops.
Yep, I have that effect on people. Alright, so
I
we're
was
in
thinking of
sudden death
resetting, but
mode.
Too
Nope.
late now.
I mean, it's gonna come down to the boss.
Well, right
No,
now,
mine was not faster, so I'll leave it at that.
close though. Looks like
Pretty
pretty
good run.
close.
Yeah, like all of a sudden I've become really good at this. I don't know why. I blame Mythical actually.
I'm sorry.
Like the stream, we spent like an hour just going through and timing some stuff for goal number 4, and for some reason it's made me so much better at this game.
Huh.
Also, maybe F-Zero got you pumped up.
Yeah, maybe that. I do perform well under stress.
Yeah, I actually got very curious about what the best route would be in terms of key usage, and there was a lot of different options to test. So I actually dug down, like, you know, frame timing.
I'm just really happy that I walked into this going, well, I'll be happy if I get 315, and now I'm upset that I didn't cut 3.
Low standards, that's what happens.
No! He's going the wrong way.
He's gotta make this count, this is it.
Dude, my heart is racing.
Mine is as well, and I'm not even running it now.
No! Ah, damn it.
Oh, you're hoping to get him on that last shot, huh? Oh!
Mhm.
Now I see. Now I see.
That was
Worth noting
painful.
that the bubble disappears if you get hit.
Yeah.
Well, that was probably
Oh,
it
shit,
then,
that
wasn't it?
should've
He's
been
still
it.
alive.
I
Uh-oh.
should have hit him. He didn't hit me soon enough for that round.
Well, there you have it. Goose made a valiant effort, might have had it, but at the last minute the boss just wouldn't let him. Just wouldn't let him. So, we've got
Yeah,
VocTer taking this match with just about 3 minutes, just barely over 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I
not
mean,
gonna.
Yeah, Mike. Oh, yeah. Mikey had a pretty good thing going.
Mikey's gonna get on the board though. Here he goes.
Don't say that. You'll
Oh,
jinx me.
I sure will.
Whoa.
Yeah, the thing is, one time I actually had a volleyball lined up with him, and when I popped it, it also hit me exactly at the same time, even though the volleyball was already out, so that pretty much killed me. I think if I had hit that one, I would have had a chance to actually beat the time.
Yeah, I was watching it. Like, if you'd have got that and obviously
There we
carried
go.
on and not missed another, that would have been faster.
Yeah.
But that means we were both actually faster than the actual speed run, which I timed at 3 minutes 7.
Yay, I got
307.
that.
Oh wow. Excellent.
Well,
All right, Mikey's got his run in at about 3:53. So cool. No shutout this time.
Yeah, for someone who's literally had basically less than a day to practice it, that's a really
Yeah.
solid time.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, had the boss fight gone a little better, he could have even ended up in the low threes too. So excellent.
That means you finally have some wins on the ranking board there, VocTer.
I know, right? I'm failing at being worse than Clay.
Right, you want it to be bottom of the league, and I don't think you're going to be able to do that now. I'm sorry. Well,
My
that's
dream is
disappointing.
over.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, this actually says copyright 1991 Nintendo. We were guessing 1992, but this is it's very early
Yeah,
on.
like I said, I think this was a launch title, so...
Yeah, well, someone mentioned that this was the launch title for the Japanese version. So it has to have been around at the onset of the US Super Nintendo. Okay,
So,
but we're moving on
Switching
to...
to F-Zero, right?
What's that?
Nothing.
Switching over. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go change what the now playing.
Because we are now playing F-Zero.
Yes. Cool. It worked.
I need to remind myself not to use the analog stick for again. It's like, it would make so much sense to use an analog stick for a game like this, but my brain automatically goes there.
Yeah, well, I mean, given that it's still just binary inputs, I guess the analog stick is going to be... maybe add a little extra layer of confusion to it. Yeah, you don't need up or down in this at all, do you, right? It's just just left and right?
Oh, I need to switch keys.
I think if there was a ramp, up and down would matter, but there is no ramp.
Does it? Yeah, I guess it does, yeah. Alright.
It's a thing in the other F-Zero games. Depending on how you land and how you will gain air or slow down. I don't actually know the specifics. but
Right, it
yeah,
gives you, like, airplane control
Mhm.
for a moment. Okay, alright.
I will be right back. I have to use the bathroom real quick.
Alright. So yeah, F-Zero, make up your own story for this game. Some sort of tournament to the death is what I'm thinking.
Well, the GameCube would imply that it's like it's a league, right? It's just like the NFL. It's F1, but F-Zero.
It's the NFL with less concussions.
More explosions.
More
Fatality rate's a
explosions.
little higher.
Well,
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
you
just
get a
like
concussion
super-
if you crashed into the wall?
Maybe.
Well,
Who
people
knows?
typically die instead of...
Yeah, generally you don't get concussions when you explode.
Yeah,
Right.
concussions when you injure your brain, but when your brain is in 100 billion pieces, then it doesn't really qualify.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like the favourite descriptor I've ever seen for F-Zero was Mario Kart as directed by Michael Bay.
Well, it makes sense.
That's definitely a good description for at least GX.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
That's why the camera swivels around your exploded car after you lose.
Yeah.
Oh wow, F-Zero actually had a Satellaview version of it. There were two Satellaview.
Really.
Yeah, F-Zeros. Neat. I'd love to see those at some point. We have yet to have one of those on the show. I think probably because you need to have a hacked version of the ROM to get it to actually run on a regular Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I think they're trying to work on getting the full Satellaview experience.
Right, I saw that the Zelda ones have been done.
Because it wasn't just the games. There was also like audio drama that went along with it, and
Right, there was a whole thing, and there was like a timed play session as well. So I don't know how that whole mechanics would translate over to it, but yeah. All right, but everyone's back. You guys all have your splits running. Yes, it looks like it. Well, without further ado, do you want to start this match?
Absolutely.
sure.
Cool, I'm up for that as well. All right, I'm going to count you guys.
The run I just got, because that was actually pretty good.
We're going to start with that one? Okay, we'll just count that one. Right. Okay, I'm going to count you guys in, for real.